Coming up now, a life-saving rescue from deadly floods in Louisiana. Dante's Den becomes their new home. These goats are the pride, joy, and focus of this week's Kids and Critters. Learn what it takes to get them ready to show. And why is this one of the most famous poodles in the world? You'll find out right now on Animal Outtakes. Hello and welcome to another edition of Animal Outtakes. My buddy Zeus and I have a great show for you this week. When record-breaking floods swept through Louisiana, people were not the only ones to suffer. Thousands of animals had to be rescued. But as you'll see in this week's Preserve and Protect, the story has a happy ending for a lucky litter of pups.
Our people are safe, but we need to contribute to the animals, the ones that are still in need, whether it's food or medicine or a place to call home.
In August 2016, history-making rainfall in the southeast resulted in catastrophic flooding. Sadly, several parishes in Louisiana were hit hard. The damage was devastating and tragically human lives were lost. As a result of the flooding, many animals were left stranded or abandoned. But thanks to the teamwork of several rescue groups, many of these animals are safe today.
Hey, my name is Trisha Jo Hoffman. I flew in from Cali because I saw the devastation going on with the flooding. I got a call with the Cajun Army, who I'm working with, and then I'm also with the Cajun Navy and Guardians of Rescue. We're all here together. We've been working all day, 8 hours. We're still going into the night. We had 3 dogs that were displaced, so we built them a shelter, and then we found a pig, realized that he really needed shelter, so we built a shelter for him, and now we're working into the night to get stalls made for these horses.
It is always humbling to see groups of people work together in the aftermath of a crisis, and Louisiana folks are no exception.
This is kind of the culminating aspect of what we've been out here today with the Cajun Navy and the Cajun Army. This guy didn't have a pen to go to after the floods. His pen was washed away. There's a lot of just lumber and a pile of whatever back in the back.
They worked hard together, luring the pig down the makeshift ramp with food, escorting him to his beautiful new pallet home, where he had fresh water and food waiting. And as you can see, the result was one happy pig.
He is definitely going cool.
Oh, he is just in his element.
But not all animals were as unscathed as the pig. With water levels reaching record heights, many animals were left standing in the floodwaters, leaving them with injuries, severe infections, and skin afflictions. One of the worst cases we saw was a horse who had been in standing water for quite some time. 3 weeks after the floods, veterinarian Brennan Lee from the LSU Equine School has been working with her and is seeing quite an improvement. This horse sloughed off her skin, so Dr. Lee is treating it with SSD cream, much as you would with burn victims. Although she's making progress, full recovery is expected to take up to 6 months. But there are many success stories to share of animals that have found new forever homes and some that have been reunited with their owners.
We're in Prairieville. This is one of the hardest hit areas. So today, Operation Chicken Shack, as I'm calling it, we're going to get those chickens, we're going to move those chickens, we're going to take those chickens down to a member of the Cajun Navy on Avery Island. This call actually came about from the Cajun Army, so everybody's working together.
Our hearts go out to all of the people affected by this tragedy, and our sincere thanks to those who banded together to rescue these animals. Dante's Den was on call to help with the Louisiana flooding as well.
Ashley, you definitely have your hands full, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
These puppies have come to us from the Baton Rouge area, from the flooding that occurred.
We think they're a mix of Australian Shepherd and something, and we have their mother here taking care of them as well. And of course, we will help find their forever homes as soon as they're ready to leave Mom.
They came to us very healthy, and they continue to grow and be very healthy. And we're in love. We're just in love.
How can you not be?
We think they're a mixture of Australian Shepherd and something. And we have their mama here taking care of them as well. And of course, we will help find their forever homes as soon as they're ready to leave Mom. Have you ever had to get all dressed up for a big event? Well, imagine getting your pet ready for a big show. That's exactly what happens in this week's Kids and Critters.
This week, we're here with a local 4-H group in Palmetto, Florida, learning all about goats.
They need their hooves trimmed because they will go down on their pasture and they will begin to not be able to walk right, just like a horse. This one is, the dwarf here is really cute, but it can be a pain in the neck to handle.
So you just love goats? They're kind of like one of your pets, basically?
Yeah, they're just like dogs. Except stubborn.
Yep, that's very true. So what is your goat's personality like?
My goat is one of those really playful, happy goats that just like to run around.
What are you learning from raising and training your goat?
How to take care of animals and how to breed animals.
Is animals like one of your passions?
Yeah, I'm very fond of animals and wildlife.
Me too, we have that in common.
And then the back legs, you want to make sure it's spread enough apart in the back. We have a lot of 8-year-olds, and 8-year-olds is when you first can join 4-H, and so you're beginning, and so we have a lot of newcomers, so we're basically taking classes so we can teach the new kids, so when they go to fair and go to shows, they know exactly what they are expecting and what there's going to be happening. Do you know where the ribs are? We have a fair, Manatee County Fair, and that is in January. And that is a week long, and we have a show night, and we actually have showmanship and the show on the same night. This is actually my 3rd year in 4-H, but I have been helping Miss Judy, our 4-H leader, for years because my older brother did 4-H. And so this year I actually am serving as president of the 4-H club, and so I actually get to help and learn and teach these clinics. If you want to join 4-H, the first question is kind of what would you like to show? And what would you like to do through 4-H? Animals taught me patience because animals do take a lot of time and they take a lot of effort because some days the goats don't want to cooperate, and so you kind of you have to keep calm, and you can't get aggravated over them because then your anger will be on the goats and someone could actually get hurt.
Definitely responsibility and taking care of an animal, and that you can't be lazy with life. You have to do things if you want things.
To persevere, no matter if it is hard, to keep working at it.
Walking isn't so easy. I mean, she's kind of hard to walk.
So when you walk it, and so you'll be leading the goat.
My goat is so stubborn.
Your goat is stubborn?
To be loyal to their animal.
The animal bond is just really important to me, and I got hooked on goats the minute I saw her. She was my first, so I love them all, and they're just, they don't do anything wrong to me, and I love them, so yeah.
You have to put yourself aside and take care of something else. They have to put themselves aside and help each other learn, and I think that's important, and it doesn't matter what age they are.
Well, that wraps it up today. I hope you've learned something. I know I have.
Practice makes perfect if you're preparing to show your goat. Know what to expect and then practice, practice, practice. Using a harness and a lead rope, move your goat in any way, like making it walk backwards. The more you rehearse, the more ready you and your goat will be for a successful show.
Up next, this cute little fox has an interesting story to tell. You may be surprised when we take you on this week's animal adventure.
For thousands of years, we've been humans' best friend. You've been through a lot, and we've been right there with you. A dog is part of the family, a confidant, and a friend who always knows how to get into your heart. So what happens to our beloved companions when we can no longer care for them? This is why we've created Dante's Den, an innovative, state-of-the-art facility that will provide care for up to 100 dogs.
Dante's Den is a community for joyful dogs.
Millions of Americans face uncertainty when planning for the future of beloved pets who may well outlive them. Dante's Den is a charitable organization, so in whatever capacity you can, please lend your support so that we may continue this most wonderful work.
Dante and I would like to thank you for watching and for also opening up your hearts to our wonderful community of joyful dogs.
Learn about the many ways you can become involved by visiting dantesden.org.
Don't miss out on the Putting on the Poodle fundraiser November 1st from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Michael's on East in Sarasota. There will be a specially prepared lunch by Michael's and an exciting live and silent auction. Don't miss the dancing poodles and entertainment with songs by Andrew Cadell and Carl Bowman from Bark the Musical. Valet parking is available. Tickets are $85 for individuals and $125 for patrons. Save the date for Putting on the Poodle fundraiser November 1st from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Michael's on East in Sarasota.
The crested caracara is listed in Florida as threatened. Their numbers have declined due to many factors, including illegal hunting. Help support efforts to eliminate the threat of illegal hunting, not just for birds of prey such as the caracara, but for all wildlife. Always alert authorities if you see people hunting illegally, or if you see wildlife parts, such as feathers, being sold illegally.
Welcome back. You know, this is the first year for my Zeus to be on the air. Good boy, Zeus. He's a 4.5-year-old purebred German Shepherd. Shepherds are known for their intelligence and loyalty, and Zeus definitely is both. Now we're going to turn to a smaller cousin of dogs, foxes. Actually, they are closer to cats than dogs, as you'll learn in this week's Animal Adventure. Today we're visiting with Andrew Biddle and his best friend, the fox. Who is this little guy?
Well, this is Alice. She's a actual red fox. Now, she's not red in color because she's an amber-faced fox. So she has an amber color to her. She's actually a genetic flawed, so to speak, because they're not supposed to be this color. So she would not survive in the wild. She's a captive-born fox.
Lucky for Alice, she found her way to Andrew and Wild Transport Sanctuary.
She was bred in captivity, and she was a pet. So they had her, and they wanted to keep a fox in the house, which I don't always recommend. They can be quite destructive, and they're more of a high-strung animal, so they're very active, and they do have a strict diet and things like that. So, but somebody got her as a pet, and they wanted to keep a fox in her house, and it didn't really work out, so they relinquished her to us.
In Florida, it is legal to own a fox, but Andrew doesn't recommend it.
But in Florida, you have to have a Class 3 license to have a fox, which is more easier to obtain because they're not such a dangerous animal, but it should be regulated. This is an animal that can be destructive. If it's not a native species, they can be invasive, so you want to have some kind of regulation on foxes.
Red foxes are found all over the world and live in forests, grasslands, mountains, and deserts. They are solitary hunters and feed on rodents, rabbits, birds, and other small game. Essentially omnivores, foxes will also eat fruits and vegetables, fish, frogs, and even worms. And to be a good hunter, you have to have very keen senses.
Probably her keenest senses are smell. They have a really good sense of smell, just like a dog. So they use that nose a lot to smell different things. But they also have good hearing and good vision, so they can see really well, and they also have, they can hear things really well.
In captivity, foxes can live up to 15 years, but in the wild, their chances for survival aren't as good. They often live only 3 to 4 years. In the case of 2-year-old Alice, I'm sure she'll be enjoying the company of Andrew for many years to come.
Now it's time for a segment we call VIP, or Very Important Pets. This week, a miniature dog and an owner with a big personality.
Speak. Want to go out? Speak to me. Speak to me. Want to go out? 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 Okay, go.
For Art Conforti, a day at the office is not complete unless his best friend is by his side.
Buddy's a Yorkie, and we believe he's 13 now. Very little teeth. My son brought him home from a party about 1:30 in the morning. And my son has a habit of building Noah's Ark at my house. And I saw another cute little animal come in, but he says, don't get too close to him because he's snappy. Snappy? Yeah, snappy. And he bit, growled, and just wasn't very friendly, very away from everybody, kind of standoffish. Well, he was kind of abused. He was kicked around, neglected, and not given very much attention. And if anybody knows Buddy, they realize he needs attention.
Lucky for Buddy, the bond was almost instantaneous, and the two have been inseparable ever since.
I threw away my man card. And you'd be amazed what this brings out in people. I've seen guys over 300 pounds that you probably wouldn't walk by down the street, break down and pick him up and do the, oh, what a cute dog, he's amazing, what's your name, little guy? Yeah, he's on Harley Davidsons, he's on bicycles in a basket. You know what, it's about lifestyle, it's about what makes you happy.
Buddy tags along on most outings, using his small size and his big personality to his advantage.
He's very well behaved. This is how he is in restaurants. This is how he's on the airplane. Anywhere we go, you sit him down, he doesn't move. You put him on his back, he stays there. That's it. Right? Let's go.
Does he sleep with you?
He does, absolutely. I mean, there's no question. He sleeps on the bed. He has to be within touching distance. I think a lot of people experience that too from my Facebook comments. They have to just be against your leg or your side or on your head. But he just has to be within the vicinity. And as soon as I go out to my study, he follows me. If I go to the kitchen, he's right behind me. He's very, very attentive.
And this certified therapy dog doesn't miss a work meeting either. Art brings Buddy in as part of the Bloomerang Solutions team.
Always. Always in somebody's lap. And if we shut the door and we leave him out here, he'll let us know that that's not appropriate.
Here's the star.
Where is he going to go? Let's see. Who's going to get him? Now watch what happens. He won't just sit on the side. Somebody will have somebody jumping up their leg.
Sometimes the best friend you can have is the kind that shows up unexpectedly.
High five. Attaboy. Sure. I wanted a golden retriever. He usually looks at me. He says, you know, you're not the perfect guy either. But we settled for each other. I got him, he's got me, and we make the most out of every day together.
Coming up next, the poodle has a reputation for being a foo-foo dog. But don't let that fool you. These guys are all dog.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
Let SWC Properties sell your home today. Take advantage of this great market and sell your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. SWC Properties gives you the benefit of full-service marketing that sells your home faster with the fewest hassles. There are no hidden fees, and now for a limited time, we'll list your home for 50% off. Wouldn't it feel great to save thousands and feel confident with your move? Give us a call for details or visit swcproperties.com and contact us for free information packet and find out why. It's simple. We just market your home better.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas. Going out for a jog can help you clear your mind, but new research shows it could have some other benefits for your brain. Monday on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you how it could help repair brain damage. John?
A cold front may bring us some significantly cooler air. We'll talk about that and trace its progression bright and early.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Perhaps the most misunderstood dog is the standard poodle. Now, they are not from France. They're actually a hunting dog. And they are this week's Dog of the Week.
This week's Dog of the Week is a standard poodle. I visited with Ginny Doris and handsome world champion Tux, who will dispel some poodle myths.
Well, the breed is commonly referred to as a foo-foo dog, which they are not. They come from Germany back in the 1400s, and they then went to Spain, England, and France. France started breeding them down to come up with the toy poodle and the miniatures, and they became, very friendly with.
That's where they got the foo-foo.
That's where the foo-foo came
But they
from.
actually had a purpose in life.
Correct. These dogs were bred to retrieve in water, and water that was very cold.
So what may seem like a foo-foo hairstyle actually serves a very important purpose.
All the pom-poms protected the joints. The hair was left full in the front to protect their lungs. And then the tail, which was a natural tail, which he does not have, his has been docked a little. We have another one with us that does have a natural tail. It's wide in the base and then gets small and had a pom-pom on top so they could see him in the water and find their dogs.
Standard poodles are very good swimmers, and don't underestimate their strength.
In fact, they're one of the only breeds that can bring in a goose, which is a very large.
Oh.
They may be strong, but let's get down to what really matters.
Now, are you as high maintenance as you look, Tux?
Yeah. They really need to be groomed on a regular basis, bathed every week, trimmed with the face and the feet. Probably you could get away with once a month. We do ours about every other week. But if you let the hair get long, it will mat.
But on the other hand, there are some perks.
They are hypoallergenic. They do not
and they eat much less than you'd expect. Tux eats only about a cup of dry food a day. And overall, these poodles have a really great temperament.
He spent a lot of time in my office and just would go out for a very short period of time.
He was a manager, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And he managed my people very well.
And he could be a condo dog if needed.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And
they adapt to almost any type of environment that you want them to be in.
But Tux is a very worldly dog, so to speak.
Yeah.
He's been very good. He's got quite a history behind him. He's got champions all over the world. Philippine, he had the #1 dog in the country. And in Denmark, the same.
So you represent us well, attaboy.
Yes, he does.
Wow, who knew the standard poodle, all dog, no fuss, and no foo-foo. Don't go away. It's time to see the doctor when we come back.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul's like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
it changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
So this is a very good question, Marsha. Brain tumors particularly are extremely intimidating to clients and pet owners. When you hear your dog has a possibility of seeing a neurologist, it's already scary. And all of a sudden you're being told in a room that you need a fancy test called an MRI to look for a brain tumor, most likely. For a lot of people, all they can hear and see at that point is, it's the end, we're done, you know, nothing can happen, it's a brain tumor. And that's absolutely not true. There are so many things now in veterinary medicine that can be done for brain tumors. Anything from very out there with radiation therapy like in people. Craniotomy is definitely, for many brain tumor, craniotomy is a way to go where we actually remove the tumor and leave a bed of cells only or no tumor at all. And there are cases that are not operable, similar as in people, but we have many alternatives to give them an excellent quality of life for an extended period of time. In animals, we don't aim for only long period of time. We have to have quality. It is a family member that loves to eat, drink, play, welcome you when you come home. That interaction is our barometer of happy or not happy, and we need to keep that going. So there are a lot of medications, there are chemotherapies, there's a hyperbaric chamber that helps with chemotherapy, and there are a lot of ancillary treatments such as supplements and diet changes that can help substantially in extending that quality of time in the patient. So when people think of their pet possibly having a brain tumor, the first thing I recommend is take a deep breath, get a diagnosis first, and then you can make a decision on what your options are. And hopefully your neurologist that's with you is going to guide you into the best option for your patient, for your dog, and your family.
You can watch full episodes of Animal Outtakes by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just visit youtube.com/animalouttakes.
Well, that wraps up another week of Animal Outtakes. We hope you've learned something new. Be safe, have fun, and remember, be kind to the animals and they'll be kind to you. I'm Marsha Panucci, and we will see you next week.
So how long have you been in 4-H for?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. How are you liking it?
Not much.
Not much. And why is that?
Because my goat is so stubborn.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
I'm not a career politician. You know, I'm a CPA, I'm a small business guy, and I got into this because I want to make a difference.
Patrick Murphy and Marco Rubio head-to-head. The candidates are vying for Florida's seat in the U.S. Senate. Tune in for their first televised debate of the election. I'm Alan Cohn. Make sure to watch ABC 7 as we bring you the debate live.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Ugly.
Big eyes.
Dweeb. Things that should never be said.
Shut it down.
We are all beautiful, strong,
Powerful. Choose to stand up against bullies.
choose kindness.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1. Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.